So sitting up, rolling your shoulders back and down, and lifting your chest, letting your eyes close. So with this action, just let the breath become steady. We try and get a little bit of quietness at the beginning of the practice so that you can just settle the mind, settle the breath, and be in your yoga space. After your next exhalation, let the head release down. And now bring the head up and gently open the eyes. Alright, so I'm going to show, you can stay on your cross legs for a moment while I just show what we're going to do. Alright, we're going to come into a chair Adho or Svanasana now. Just watch and then we'll do together. You're going to place your chair to the wall. Now it might be that you can use the sofa seat, something like that for this pose. That's absolutely fine. But it needs to be so that it's not going to slip, because you're going to put a lot of weight into the front edge of that. It'd be a little more comfortable to use a padded chair. Alright, and then we come back like that. Okay, so get yourself set up. Take the hands so that they're shoulder width apart, onto the front edge of your chair or your sofa or whatever you've chosen to use, and start to walk your feet back. You need to have your feet on the mat so that you don't slip. Take the feet so that they're a little wider than hip width. Just turn the toes in a little and extend back. Some of you will get your heels to the floor, some won't. I'm not worried about that. What I want you to do is move your navel really strongly up towards your spine. Now with that, the feet going right back, imagine you're being told you have to stand up from this pose. You won't be able to, but just imagine that that's what the instruction is. So you've got to push into your thighs and imagine you're going to stand up. Okay, and walk the feet in towards the chair. Good. I'm going to come into a chair twist now. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to mirror you. So I'm going to turn the back of my chair and I'm going to sit sideways on it. So just watch for a moment. You're going to press down with your feet, lift up with your chest, and turn to the back of the chair. Those who've got problems with twists, what I want you to do is just get the lift and the rotation. All right, so when we're here, we have to extend, lift up, and then turn. Really strong action. Okay, bring your feet together, bring your knees together, press down into your feet. If your chair is high and your shins are a bit shorter, then you may need to put your feet onto something. Maybe a foam pad. Now press your hands down into your thighs, lift your chest, lift the crown of the head. Feel that length extension in the spine. Keep that extension as you turn towards the back of your chair. Shoulders relaxed, extending in the spinal column. Navel back towards the spine. Inhale and lift. Exhale and turn. Now just look at your knees, make sure your knees are still level. Don't let your right leg come back like that. So you don't want to have that separating action. Super glue the inner knees together. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, turn a little bit more, relax your shoulders down, release. Okay, we're going to go to the other side. You can swivel yourself around on your chair if you like, or if you want to still stay facing the screen, then turn your chair. Sit on your chair, place your hands on your thighs, lift your chest. Inhale and lift, exhale and turn. Relax your shoulders. Inhale and lift, exhale and turn. Relax your shoulders. Inhale and lift, exhale and turn. Release. Okay, and releasing. Good. We're going to come for Parsvottanasana now. You'll need to take your mat to a wall, you'll still need your chair. I'm just going to show. You're going to take your heels back to the wall. You'll turn your left foot out, step forwards with your right foot. Now if you have problems with your balance, corner here is quite good because you can put your hand onto the wall. You can do this by a sofa back or something sturdy so that you can hold onto it. if you have balance issues. So you're going to hinge forwards and place your hands onto the seat of the chair. Now we're going to press back into that back leg heel, move back, and then we'll see, for some of you, you'll be able to take your hands a little bit further down, others will not, that's fine. Okay. So we're starting out, get yourself sorted, so you might want to have your mat so that the back of the mat is positioned so that you can still face the screen. If you don't have a wall to come back to, don't worry about it too much, because you can just take your heels to the back edge of the mat, that's fine. It just gives you a little bit of anchoring if you have the wall behind. Hands onto your hips, turn your left foot out, step forwards with your right foot and turn your pelvis to face towards the seat of the chair. Now make this tailbone long and heavy, lift through these frontal hip bones and activate your back leg. With those actions, keep the femur bones right at the root of the femur bone, the head of the femur, really engaged into the hip socket, broaden this back gluteal crease. These instructions mean nothing to you, don't worry, just keep your legs straight, your kneecap on the front leg lifting. Extend your breastbone forwards, draw your shoulder blades back towards your back waist. Now, if you have a little more mobility, you can keep your legs straight, you can keep your back in this flat action, then you can start to walk your hands down the front legs of the chair. Some of you will be able to reach the floor, but that is not the destination. We are looking for flatness of back, straightness of legs, levelness of pelvis in this pose. Okay, coming up, stepping forwards and walking back to the wall. Turn your right foot out slightly, step forwards with your left foot. You can see that the pelvis wants to turn off to the right, so you have to draw it back to that level action. Anchor down with your tailbone. Anchor down with your back leg heel. Push into that back leg heel so that that back leg is strong and active in this action. So your back leg is like your Adho, Mukha, Svanasana, dog head down. Engage with these outer hips. Keep them active, broad in that gluteal crease on the back leg as you come into this action onto the seat of the chair. Extend forwards. Now, for those who are able to, without losing any of those actions, remember what we're looking for is straight legs, flat back, and level pelvis. So you've got to keep broadening here and drawing back on this left femur bone. It's got to pull back into the socket. Those who are able to take the hands down, you take the hands down. Breathe, fine inhalation, fine exhalation. So yoga is not about doing the pose, it's about getting the benefits of the pose. So it's about being in the pose, not achieving a particular action. All right, and slowly coming up and stepping forwards out of the pose. If you're a little bit stiffer, you can have your hands onto the seat of a chair. So I'm just going to show how we're going to work in this pose. So I'll demonstrate. You can stand in Tadasana, mountain pose, inner edges of the feet together, stretching down and lifting up while you watch the demonstration. So we're pressing down into the outer foot bones, lifting through the legs. You're going to hinge forwards and take your hands down. Now it might be that you take your hands to the seat of the chair, to the legs of the chair, or to the floor. Again, we're not passing judgment on where you are with this action. If your hamstrings and groins are a little bit tight, it's not a crime, and it's not going to get better unless you work with accuracy, in which case you work with your hands a little bit higher, and eventually, over time, that flexibility will come. So from here, soften your knees, step or jump feet together. Some of you will have bricks, some of you will have foam pads, and you can take your hands down onto those. Now, the action is outer hip, down to outer foot bone. So push down in that area. The other action is inner ankle all the way up to the inner groin. So you've got an energy travelling down in that direction and up in this direction. And from there, imagine two channels running all the way up through the body, all the way through the head and extending up towards the ceiling. And weight down with your tailbone. So the tailbone at the base of your spine becomes heavy. So keep those actions, place your fingertips here onto your frontal hip bones and just hinge forward so you're not changing the spinal column shape. Spine remains the same shape regardless. So you have to press into the outer foot bones, push down, push down, push down, lift your inner ankles, lift up, lift up, lift up, and then release the hands either onto the seat of the chair or onto your bricks or onto the front legs of the chair or onto the floor. Now, once you're in position, you work again. So push your inner thighs out. So this area here, the inner thigh, has to push out to the outer thigh. Press down into the outer foot bones. Breathe through the nostrils. So we're going to now come up, place the hands onto the frontal hip bones. Those who are fairly new to yoga, you can heel toe your feet in first, all right? And then release the hands, lift up, and heel toe the feet in a little before bringing them into Tadasana. Upavista Konasana, and I want you to sit on something. Now, if you've got a couple of blankets, that's quite nice to use. So that's what I'm going to use. If you've got a bolster, you can use a bolster. If you've got a couple of foam pads, you could use 4 foam pads for this. That's also quite a nice way to work. I'm just going to show how we're going to work in this. So this is quite a low support and won't be high enough for some people. You may need to take yourself up higher than these blankets. And you have to be creative with what you've got around the house. In these times, we have to be a little more inventive. And I know when I go away on holiday, I don't take very much equipment with me. I take a travel mat and a belt, that's all. And then whenever I get to wherever I'm going, I look round to see what can be used for my yoga practice. Alright, so kneecaps facing the ceiling, toes facing the ceiling, legs are wide. So I'm just going to show this first of all. So the first way we're going to work is to press the hands to the seat of the chair and lift up. Now for the people who are new, who are a little bit stiff in the shoulders, this action is going to be a little too much for you. So you stay with your hands onto the seat of the chair and then you can just come forward slightly onto the back of the chair when we're doing the Parvatasana action, interlocking the fingers. So first of all, come into your Upavista Konasana by sitting on your supports. Hopefully you've got something sorted out for yourself and stretching the legs wide. Now many people find this a really difficult pose to do. It shouldn't be straining on your inner knees, it shouldn't be straining on your inner groins. If it is, you bring your feet in a little closer. You work to within your capacity. Now, lift your frontal hip bones up, move your navel back towards your spine, keep your legs straight and your kneecaps facing the ceiling. Press your hands down onto the seat of your chair and lift your torso up. So it might be that your chair, if it's not a yoga chair, is obscuring the screen for you. So again, I will try and give you good instruction. If you can't see me, then you can just work with the instruction. So for the people who are coming into the more advanced action, interlock the fingers with the right little finger on the outside, make a fist, stretch the arms out in front of you. Turn the palms so that they face outwards, and then on an inhalation, extend the arms up. Root down with the root of the thighs, extend into your inner heels, don't let the legs become soft. For the people who are working in the less advanced action, hands onto the seat of the chair, and now just take your hands slightly onto the back of the chair, lift your chest. People with the hands interlocked, release the arms down and press your hands down onto the seat of the chair, lift up. People coming forwards can come back into an upwards position. If you need to come out of the pose now, then you can bring your legs forwards and sit with your legs straight ahead. The people who are coming into Parvatasana, interlock the fingers with the left little finger on the outside, turn the palms inside out, extend the arms up, ribs back, navel back, extend into the inner heels. The people working with the hands onto the seat of the chair, you can come forwards again with the hands slightly onto the back of the chair. Keep the breath fine and even, keep those with the arms up in Parvatasana, keep the elbows locked and the upper arms close to the ears. Release the arms down. The people coming forwards can come back with the hands onto the seat of the chair. Keep the legs active, lift your chest, and now slowly bring the legs in. So we can just move the chairs out of the way now. We're going to take the bolster, soles of the feet together, and you're going to slide in. Now, for many of you, the feet will slide off, which is fine, because as long as the backs of the thighs are supported, this is a great action to do. Some of you with more mobility in your hips will be able to keep your feet onto that. You need to have the backs of the thighs supported here, so it needs to be a broad support. So if you can't find anything immediately, stop the video, go upstairs, get a couple of pillows and put them under your thighs in that way. Alright, so just lying down in your Shavasana. I'm coming out of the pose, but you're going to stay in it. So rotate the upper arms from the inside out, turn the palms of the hands to face the ceiling. Let the legs completely relax. So you've got to be comfortable in this pose. If you need to have support underneath your head, then take support underneath your head. Release the legs. Relax the abdomen. Make sure that the back of the neck is soft and long, that the throat is soft. Take the back teeth apart and release your tongue. Soften the facial features. Release between the eyes, relax across the forehead. Allow the gaze of the eyes to fall deep into the center of the body. And take your time observing your breath. Now, if you would like to stay in this pose for longer, please feel free to do so. A longer Shavasana is very beneficial for your nervous system, for your immune system. But for those who need to get on with the day, then place the fingertips lightly onto your ribs. Roll to your right, slowly come into a seated position. Keep the movement smooth. Keep the facial features soft. And now lift your head and lift your eyelids. So thank you for being with us today. I hope you enjoyed the sequence and see you again next time. Namaste.